One of the most fascinating things about living today is that it's laying bare how people think. More than ever, it's becoming clear that there are roughly two groups. These two groups have always existed, but the current state of the world is making it more and more obvious just how different these two groups are. The first group consists of people who generally believe what they're told, and they want to believe what they're told. They live in a world where the state is the highest form of authority and should be trusted. They believe that elections are a fair reflection of the will of the people. They believe that politicians are generally there to help us and that we should follow them because we need leaders to run society efficiently. They put scientists, academics, and doctors on a pedestal because they are objective and should be trusted without question. This first group has been told their whole lives that if they just follow the rules, everything will be fine. In short, these people want to be led. The second group, by contrast, consists of people who don't necessarily believe what they're told. They understand that human beings are complex and don't always tell the truth, that some people have ulterior motives. To the second group, trust must be earned. They can be very skeptical. They will listen to a sales pitch, but then go do their own research. They like to verify things for themselves. Above all, they value personal freedom, the freedom to speak, the freedom to run their own lives the way they see fit, and the freedom to go about their business unhindered. They believe people should live and let live, that we should all be free to conduct our lives in peace. The first group genuinely believes that the second group is a bunch of conspiracy nuts. They've been told that the second group is obtuse, uneducated, self-centered, and paranoid. The second group, on the other hand, thinks that the first group is a bunch of willfully ignorant sheep who blindly choose to bury their heads in the sand, accept everything they're told, and exhibit a frustrating inability to wake up and face reality. The fascinating thing is that these two groups might as well be living on different planets. Their thinking is utterly alien to the other. Their perception of reality is so different that when they look at the same issue, their interpretations and conclusions are dramatically divergent. When it comes to the issue of vaccines, the normal group and the awake group couldn't be further apart. While the normals believe that current rules are the way they are because governments and corporations are just trying to make the world a safer place, we, the awake, understand the following 5 points. 1. Awake people know that the political establishment has become completely corrupt. It's impossible to reach a high level of political office without being compromised in some way, such as being bought off, blackmailed, indebted, threatened, or initiated. Therefore, there can never be a political solution to any of our problems. Politicians will always serve their masters, never the people.
We're all in this together.
So get vaccinated.
I recommend take the vaccines. I did it. It's good. Take the vaccines. But no, that's okay. That's all right. You got your freedoms. But I happen to take the vaccine.
I think we need to have a global network of surveillance.
It's clear that they let us off the hook for a very good reason, because we paid them $600 million.
2. Awake people know that vaccine passports have been planned for many years, and although health is the excuse to implement them, they have nothing to do with health. Their purpose is to get people to accept being tied to a digital identity, where citizens can be rewarded, punished, manipulated, traced, and tracked, all leading ultimately to a dominant surveillance state.
The ability for those people to go there and come back and move around. So eventually there will be sort of this digital immunity proof that will help facilitate the global reopening up.
And now what is happening under the guise of COVID-19 is the bankers have decided they no longer want to share power with the electorate or the people's representatives. The central banks have decided essentially to take over. And the ultimate sort of completion of this will be when they introduce digital currencies controlled and operated by the central bank. Why is that important? Because they won't be currencies, Del. They will be a financial control system. To implement that system, they need the vaccine passports. And the goal of the vaccine passports have nothing to do with health. They have to do with implementing a new digital financial transaction system, which is in essence complete control.